Today, we're going to talk about one of the most powerful tools you have for your health, and it's right in your kitchen. We're going to build a simple, super effective toolkit for protecting your heart one bite at a time. So let's dive right in. First things first, let's start with a really sobering fact. In the United States, heart disease isn't just a big deal, it is the #1 cause of death for adults, period. I mean, think about that. That single statistic is a massive wake-up call, and it touches millions of lives. It's a serious, serious challenge, but, and this is the important part, it's one we can absolutely do something about. And that's exactly where we're going today, because even though the problem feels huge, the power to fight back is surprisingly close to home. It's right there in your grocery cart, sitting in your pantry, and on your dinner table. Okay, so before we just list a bunch of amazing foods, it's really important to get how they actually work. You know, this isn't magic, it's straight up science. Think of the right foods as a team of highly skilled specialists, and each one has a very specific job to do to protect your heart. So, food fights this battle on 4 main fronts. It helps lower your blood pressure, which is basically the force pushing on your artery walls. It helps manage your cholesterol and triglycerides. Those are fats in your blood that can, cause blockages. And finally, it cools down chronic inflammation, which is kind of like your body being in a constant state of low-grade panic that just wears everything down. If we can tackle these 4 things, we are well on our way to winning the battle for heart health. To make this as simple as possible, we've organized 17 of the most effective, heart-healthy foods into 3 easy-to-remember categories. Seriously, think of this as your personal toolkit for building a stronger, healthier heart. So, our first category? It is all about that vibrant, nutrient-packed power that comes straight from the earth. Yeah, we're talking fruits and veggies. And this group is an absolute powerhouse. You've got leafy greens, which are loaded with vitamin K to protect your arteries. Berries are basically antioxidant champions. Avocados bring in those incredible healthy fats, tomatoes deliver something called lycopene, and garlic has a compound called allicin, which can help your blood vessels just relax. Let's take a closer look at a couple of these. This is exactly why you hear about berries all the time. Those antioxidants, they act like tiny bodyguards for your cells, defending them from something called oxidative stress. You can think of it like biological rust, and it's that rust that can lead to major heart issues down the road. And will you look at this data? A study from 2022 found that just 2 servings of avocado a week, just 2, was linked to a major drop in the risk for heart disease. That's a perfect example of how a small, consistent habit can have these huge protective benefits. All right, next up in our toolkit is category number 2. This group is all about the fats that your heart actually loves, plus some amazing, nutrient-dense nuts, seeds, and fish. Oh yeah, here we have some of the all-stars of the heart-healthy world. Fatty fish, like salmon, famous for their omega-3s. Walnuts and almonds, just packed with fiber and good stuff. Seeds, which are tiny but so mighty. And of course, extra virgin olive oil, a real cornerstone of heart-healthy eating. So you always hear about omega-3s, right? What's the actual deal? Well, they're a special kind of healthy fat that our bodies can't make on their own. They play this critical role in reducing inflammation and even protecting against irregular heartbeats. That is why fatty fish are pretty much a non-negotiable in this toolkit. And finally, let's stock the pantry. Our third category proves that eating for your heart does not have to be complicated or expensive. These are just accessible, everyday items with some truly incredible benefits. This category has it all. Whole grains give you that protective fiber. Beans are absolute heroes when it comes to lowering cholesterol. Edamame offers plant-based protein and these things called isoflavones, which can help with cholesterol levels. And yes, you saw that right. Dark chocolate and green tea made the list because of their powerful antioxidant properties. Look at this number, 19%. Studies show that eating beans regularly can lower your LDL cholesterol, that's the bad kind, by an average of 19%. That's a massive impact from something as simple and cheap as a can of beans. It's incredible. Now, about that dark chocolate. To get the good stuff without the downside, there are just 2 simple rules. First, check the label. Make sure it's at least 70% cocoa. That's where you get the potent flavonoids, another kind of antioxidant. And second, moderation is everything. About 45 grams a week seems to be the sweet spot. Okay, we've built our toolkit. Now, how do we start using it? Look, this is not about a total diet overhaul overnight. It's about making smart, simple swaps that really add up to big results over time. And here's just how easy this can be. Instead of white bread, try whole grain. Instead of cooking with butter, use extra virgin olive oil. I mean, these are 2 changes you could literally make today that go right along with our toolkit and will immediately start benefiting your heart. So we've covered the why, the how, and the what. We've looked at the science, we built the toolkit. But now comes the most important part of this whole explainer: what you're going to do next. So what does this all boil down to? Just focus on these core principles. Fill your plate with plants. Choose fats that are good for you. Go for whole grains instead of the refined stuff. And bring in some lean, plant-based proteins. It's really that simple. A simple, powerful philosophy. And that brings us to our final thought. This isn't just a bunch of information. It's an invitation to take action. So take one last look at our toolkit. Which one of these powerful protective foods are you going to add to your grocery list this week? Your heart will definitely thank you for it.